The Siege community has a very odd relationship with females.
Hey gamer girl, gamer girl, gamer girl. Hey gamer girl, hey gamer girl. Hey baby.
It's so bad that any e-girl will be considered carried if they're a higher rank or if they just play with higher ranked people. So meet Queen Fainter. She's a content creator that's champion on console. A lot of people say that she's carried by MNKs and a lot of other stupid stuff. So in today's video, what I did is I sat down with her and I just asked her a list of questions. Do you think you were carried or do you think you deserve champ? That I got from TikTok, and I just wanted to pick her brain. I've been really enjoying doing this series. I've interviewed Jinxie, E2 Smooth, Royal Penguin, and even a Copper. So if you guys are interested in continuing the series, drop some suggestions for content creators or people in the community you might want to see me interview, and drop some questions for them. And I might just be able to ask them some questions and do a video. Besides that, go check out Queen Fainter. All her links will be down in the description. Let's get right into it. The first question is, what got Queen into Siege, or how did she find it?
I started playing Friday the 13th back in 2017, and one of my friends forced me to buy it and play it. I actually really hated it at the start, but I don't know, I continued to play it and I got so addicted to getting better at it.
Okay, Friday the 13th, was that like that game with like Jason and then like
Yeah.
Okay, that is so random. Okay. Next question is, do you think you were carried or do you think you deserve champ?
I definitely think I'm carried to champ, maybe even diamond. I've solo queued to plat 1 multiple times. I even did it this season with the 1.13 KD on a Smurf account. But I don't know, I definitely don't think I'm like a champ player yet. I can't like really compete in the lobby, so I do know that I'm carried a little bit. But a lot of people like try to say I'm like silver or gold, but I know that I'm like at least a high plat player.
How do you determine a champ player nowadays? Like, this is more of a question for me because like when I was on console, it was a very different atmosphere. Like the MNK issue wasn't as like, it was bad, but it's not as bad as it is now. So like, how do you determine that? Because like, are you on controller or you Zim?
Controller.
Okay, somebody literally put it in the comments. How is she Zim and still bad? I'm like,
I have like the lowest sense default controller and it shows. I don't know why people think I'm Zim.
how do you like, because you played PC before, right? Have you played PC Siege?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the way ranked is there, and then like comparing it to Xbox, like is the skill ceiling really that deep when it comes to plat 1 and champ?
I feel like on PC it is like a big gap between plat 1 and champ, and I feel like on Xbox it's really not that big of a difference. But like the amount of Zims that you compete with is way higher when you're up in champ, and like the reason I think I'm not like a champ player is because I can't consistently drop kills in champ lobbies, whereas like plat like lobbies I can. And I just think that like if you're not holding your weight enough, that's what makes you not a champ player yet.
Okay, that makes sense. I think, I don't know, for me, I just feel like a lot of players like care way too much about kills, especially Twitch streams. Like Twitch streams are literally so stupid, and especially you being a female, people are literally gonna look at you and be like, they're just gonna put all these assumptions and just think that you're bronze or whatever. Like, so I don't know, I don't think it's like that deep. I haven't seen you play, but if you're plat 1, you can probably easily like be a diamond player or a champ player, because all champ is higher diamond. So
Like a lot of people don't like get that kills like aren't important, especially when you're like hard support. I'm always on like hard breach and like anchoring, and so obviously like KD isn't like that important when you're not on the fragger role.
yeah, if you're doing your job support wise, it shouldn't matter. Next question is, would you ever solo queue on ult to see your real rank?
I've done it multiple times, and this was like my first season. I did my placements this season all solo queue. I won 7 out of 10. And I soloed every season before this season. And I do solo queue on Smurfs as well and on plat 1.
Yeah, I feel like people just throw out like I don't know, because you're like a female, so they just like assume the most random shit. What are some things you've picked up in champ lobbies that threw you off because you jumped up so quickly?
I don't feel like like a lot of people think like the gap is like huge, but when you're above 3700 you can play champs anyway, so I feel like there wasn't like a huge like crazy change. I don't know, like some of the strats are a little bit different, so it's kind of like hard like relearning how to like defend sites, but I feel like that's the biggest difference.
Like, okay, so somebody also asked a question Ask why she talks trash on MNK players, but she still queues with them in her stack. What is that? What is that about?
Play with one MNK occasionally. Like people like sit and think like I'm playing with MNKs every day. There's one person that I'm like close friends with, and so like I will play with them because they're MNK, but I've only played like max 10 games with them out of the 700 I played this season.
I don't think people realize like all the mainstream like content creators on console, like they all play with someone who's on MNK. Like it is literally that common. So like I don't know why they just like MNK is an issue, don't get me wrong, and I even complain about it. And like even if I played with one MNK when I was on console, I would still talk shit to them. Like for example, Jabates, if you know who that is, I would just flame his shit because he's on MNK. But like at the end of the day, like you're just trying to play the game, you're trying to have fun, and people like take it way too serious to the point where, you know, they get this toxic over MNK.
Yeah.
So
And like if I solo queued a match, like the odds of me having an MNK on my team anyway, it's so high that I don't know why queuing with one is like a huge deal anyway.
yeah, because like what like like we got to the point where even though it is cheating, everybody like does it still. So I'm not trying to justify it in any way, but like can't avoid it, especially if like you're actually homies with somebody. What would you be doing if you didn't play Siege?
I actually do not know. I've been addicted to Siege for 4 years. So maybe I still play COD because I used to like Black Ops like 2 and 3 and 4. So maybe I'd get back into that. But I never really thought about what I'd be doing if I didn't play Siege. I would definitely still stream. It just I'd go to another first-person shooter.
What was your like? What made you like quote unquote addicted or fall in love with Siege?
I don't know. It's just different than every other game I played. Like it's a tactical 5v5 instead of just like a run and gun shooter, like team deathmatch type style. And like you had to like learn the ops. Like it was really fun, like trying to improve and like learn how the game works. And that's just how I got so addicted to it.
Okay. Does she like cats?
Yeah, like cats.
Okay.
I am like a dog person, but cats are cool.
Okay. I don't know why they asked that, but do you have any advice for like any streamers coming up, especially like in the just in Twitch in general, because you definitely have grown very quickly?
Like the reason I kind of like blew up on Twitch is it was from like the Ubisoft drops back in January. Before that, I was averaging on like 50 and I was stuck averaging 50 for like 4 months, but the drops kind of like blew me up. TikTok moved me from like 20, 30 average to 50 average. So I definitely recommend growing on like other platforms, but there also is like kind of just like a luck of the draw for growing. So just stay consistent, keep a schedule, and growing your socials, and eventually the growth will come.
I definitely think it's a big thing with TikTok. Like I don't know. I've seen a lot of people with drops back when drops was a thing, and they did not like, unless you were like you were really good like impression on them and like you're actually like a really good streamer. Only a small percentage is going to stay. So I think TikTok is definitely a big reason for that growth, because for me, when I was at like 50 viewers, like I finally got my average back up to 50 from switching from Xbox, started doing TikTok, and that's what got me partnered. Like I went from averaging 50 viewers 1 month to averaging like 100.
Dang.
Yeah, so TikTok is definitely the wave. One of the last questions is, if you were to play ranked on PC, what rank do you think you would be?
This season I solo queued to plat 3. I don't have friends on PC, so I kind of always do it myself. I have a 1.2 KD in plat 3. So I guess I'm basically a plat, but I feel like I could do like plat 2 probably at the most.
You probably definitely could, because like for me, I do a solo queue series and I played a lot of my solo queue games in plat 3, because like you either lose rollback or you just get like literal like silvers that don't understand the game in any which way. So like if you don't play well, you're gonna lose. So like if you were in a 5 stack, probably plat 2, plat 1. I feel like people underestimate console players just in general, because when you switch over, you know, they automatically just think you're dumb. But you can probably, in my opinion, probably get plat 1. Last question is, overall, what do you think you need to work on as a Siege player and then as a content creator?
As a Siege player, like I feel like off stream I do way better than on stream, but like on stream I always focus on chat too much, and like since I'm focusing on chat, I'm kind of just like walking around aimlessly. So like I need to just play smarter, and I need to work on my movement. Like that's like my biggest problem is I feel like I don't move like fluid enough. So it kind of like going from one person to another, like flicking, I feel like it's kind of just like rocky. So definitely like that. And as a content creator, I need to like learn how to deal with the hate. I feel like the hate has kind of like taken over my channel, and I feel like it kind of makes me like more of a negative streamer. And I want to turn that around and get back to being more positive, because I feel like the positive vibes would be like, I don't know, just better for my content.
In terms of like the on stream, like I feel like every streamer deals with that, unless like you're like a pro player and you're focused on gameplay to like the extent. Also, a lot of Siege streamers, I feel like the biggest issues they have is focusing way too much on gameplay and then not on chat. And that's why I feel like for someone like me, I've grown so much because I focus so much on chat. I don't really care if I play like shit. You're gonna get a lot of like hate comments just in general, like no matter what you do. You can be like the sexiest dude with eight pack and just like you're the nicest human, and like somebody's always gonna try to find flaws for you. So like you just gotta like either completely ignore it and just act like they're not there, or you just don't give a fuck. Because like something I realized, like, because like especially in the Siege community, you get a lot of hate for doing nothing. Just being a content creator, people will hate you. And I think that's because, one, like you're playing a video game making money. Two, you're literally in the spotlight. So honestly, if you're getting hate, that means you're doing something right. And, you know, just, I don't know, try to maybe prove them wrong and just don't care about it. I wouldn't really address it as much as maybe, because like you don't want them sitting in your head rent free.
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, I don't know, like you got to get used to it. Because like it's something I told E2 Smooth, even though E2 Smooth is got a way different situation because he's a fucking silly guy.
Yeah.
Just embrace it and just like be happy with like the people that are watching you now.
Yeah, it's just like a hard adjustment period, but I'm sure I'll eventually get used to it and just ignore it.
Yeah, no, like when I first started streaming and like when I got my first hate comment, like I was like, bro, what is, why? Like I'm just playing a video game. Like why do you gotta be so mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know, people are just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But do you have any final like words for the people?
Oh shoot, I wish I had like time to think of that. Subscribe to Garfield on YouTube.
Oh, okay, good one. Okay, so if that's it, all her links will be down in the description. Go like, follow, comment.